Hey everybody, welcome back to Sponge's Tech Tips. I want to thank you right out of the gate for watching my video, and hopefully some of you have subscribed. If you haven't, please feel free to subscribe. It is a cloudy day here in Washington. We go back and forth. It's still normal. This is normal. Getting a couple little misty sprinkles, but nothing too bad. Working on a Toyota Camry. I believe this is an 05. Let's take a look at the VIN plate. I feel like I've learned my lesson on these. These things are all over the place now. Let's see. Where are you? 05 of 05. So 0505, that states that this production should be in the 05. I believe the key on this one does read in 05. And what we're going to do today, this particular car, the trunk was not opening from the inside lever. So this lever down here. And I've already troubleshooted it and troubleshot. I went through the troubleshooting process. There we go. And I actually figured out the problem with this one was the valet lock on it was broken. But it could have been a couple different things. What was happening was let me grab the key. Where is the key? Somewhere. I don't know where the key is. In my pocket? Nope. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. That's the other key. We've got lots of keys. We may have to start this over again, guys. Oh, the key is in my pocket. There it is. Let's see. Here we go. 2005 Toyota Camry. Yep. So in this particular situation, the trunk would open from the key fob. Let's see if we can hear it. There we go. And if you heard that click, it would open from there, but it would not operate when you were pulling this lever. There was just nothing happening there. It was just going up. So there's a couple things we're going to do here. We're going to walk you through a few different things to figure out what's happening on this. So let's take a look at some of the tools that I would say you need. Ratchet, possibly extension, 14 mil socket. I'm sorry. Not a 14. Yeah, 14. Sorry, 14 for the seat and 10 millimeters for a couple of the other bolts. Panel popper, you can use your hand, but the panel popper, if you need it, if you don't want to break a fingernail or something, your panel popper is good. And then actually a small flathead screwdriver works really good, a nice clean one. So right out of the gate, the first thing I would recommend that you do, and I have prepped all this, the first thing I would recommend you do is you're going to take down your inner liner. So if you look here along the hinge, there's a cable, looks like a brake cable on a bicycle, and that actually extends all the way from that lever all the way up into this trunk lid, and it activates your latch right here. So to get this off, we've got to do a couple things. First and foremost, we have to take off the emergency lever. This is your glow-in-the-dark emergency lever. You're going to use your flathead screwdriver. I've already loosened this. You're going to get in between. There's just a little bit of clearance, and you're going to get in between, just going to pry that. That's going to pop off. It actually has, let's show the clips on it. It has, you can see those tabs right there. 1, 2, 3. There's one up here. And then it clips in there. And then if you see this circular tab, that actually goes into this circle here, which prevents it from popping off. So once you pull that off, then you can get behind this and you will pop that off. Again, these will take a little bit more force than that. I've pre-done it. Okay? And then that comes off there. So now that exposes it. Now, up on your liner, you've got a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then there's one behind the plastic lever. And these are these little plastic clips. I'll push one in just to show you. I took all the other ones out already, but this is why I don't like the panel popper, because it's a little large. Just doing a nice little flathead screwdriver, you can kind of squeeze in, and then you just wiggle it a little bit and it will pop out. Once it comes out, you grab it with your fingers and out it comes. You want to do each and every one. Like I said, I already did it. Let's get this one. I was just putting these up there just to hold it a little bit. And then we've got one more up here. Boom. Set those aside. I usually like to put them up here in the drip rail channel of the side of the trunk. This thing kind of just pops free, and we'll set that in the trunk, setting aside. Okay, now once we have that off, you want to get up here and examine your connection point. So if you follow the cable, it went underneath that carpeting, up along the side, then it goes inside, and then here it comes out, and this attaches to, this is your valet key on the outside, and these tend to break or pop here. And once that pops free, this cable has no tension. So you want to check that connection point there. What I like to do is, when it's in the open position, you can use your same screwdriver again. Just lock your hatch. So now your car thinks it's locked. Then you can get in here and you can test this cable. See where it's pulling here. You can test this cable and see, if we listen, it's popping there. Now mine wasn't doing that because that was actually broken on mine. We're not really going to talk about that. I'm just telling you how to access the cable and how to troubleshoot it and go from there. So once you come to the conclusion that that cable is on this end is not the problem. Oh, and I should say this. If the cable is not working there, you might try, just out of curiosity, on the outside of your car, there is a keyhole right there. Throw your key in there and turn it. Turn it so it's in the horizontal position, and then see if that activates the latch and allows it to work again. Because if that valet key was turned by accident and you may not realize it, that may be what's preventing you from opening the trunk. Okay, next thing. So let's say it's good in the back there. Now we want to go up and we want to check the connection point here. And the way to do that is right out of the gate. Well, you don't have to do it right out of the gate, but well, you have to take this trim piece off. So this is where your panel popper may come in handy if you want to get under there and pop that free. I like to just grab it with my hand, kind of run it down, pop those free. You've got 4 clips. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are just push clips into these holes. Sometimes they will pop out, and just use your panel popper to pop them out and then reinsert them. Set that aside. And the next thing you're going to need to do to get under this carpet, you do have to unbolt your seat. So what I recommend doing, leaving your power on. If you have power seats, go ahead and move it forward. Slow and go here. Sorry, this is as fast as it goes. Go ahead and move that all the way forward. Come around to the back seat. Once you get to the back seat, you're going to want to access underneath this plastic piece and this plastic piece. Again, you can use your panel popper, but I actually I like using my hand. So if you actually I already popped these free, but if you get up there and you kind of pull and kind of pop the edges of the bottom out down here, this will break free and pop out. Same with this one. Get your hand underneath it or your panel popper, start pulling the bottom, it'll pop in the outward position, okay? Or in the back position. Now, underneath here, I already pulled them out. We've got one 14 mil bolt there. We've got one 14 mil bolt here. Again, I loosen them just to speed everything up. That's what you're going to use your 14 mil socket for. Set those aside. Now you've unbolted the back. We're going to go back up to the front. Put that seat back now. So we got to sit through the slow motion here. We need like elevator music. Dun, 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 dun. We'll get there. Sorry, guys. I guess if it went any quicker, it might be dangerous for the driver.
It's not done yet?
Not yet. Okay, once you get the front back and these bolts exposed, you've got one 14 mil here, one 14 mil over there. I already loosened them. We'll just pull those out, set those aside. Set that aside. Now at this point, you're just going to lift the seat up and tilt it back and get it out of your way. You do have a cable here, which is probably attached to your airbag, your safety restraint system, so don't unplug that. Just move it out of the way. And then once you get the seat out of the way, you're then going to raise up the carpet here and pull the carpet forward and sliding it, it's kind of hard to see, you're going to slide it out of off the floor and off of that lever. Let's see if we'll use our panel popper to hold this up. So once you get this up, you can just put something like that in there to hold the carpet out of the way. You've got a single 10 millimeter bolt here. You want to loosen that. Again, I use the ratchet 10 mil socket, but it's just by hand now. Loosen that all the way out. And then once you loosen that, you can pull this whole thing forward. Let's see, we're hooked on something. But you're going to pull this forward. There we go. And you can inspect the connection on the bottom. Again, you want to make sure that this is here. You've got tension in this place. Now, if you don't have any tension on those, or those are broke, you could have a broken cable. You could have a broken tab on the end here, because these will break, and then they'll lose their tension pulling the brake, the brake style cable, which you can see now. Mine is actually operating. When I did all this, I did the troubleshooting on it, and I found my cable was actually good, even though I did all that work. What ended up being the problem on mine, like I said before, was my valet switch was actually broken. So I remedied that problem, and now my trunk is operating again. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. If you do need to replace the cable, it is kind of a bigger deal. You basically have to take all of the insides off along the carpet all the way. You probably have to remove the back seat to a certain extent, and that's a much more entailed thing that we're not going to talk about here, but at least that gets you to the point where you can figure out what the problem is. All right, guys, well, thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps you out, the Toyota Camry owners out there and the techs who are doing this for the first time. And if you enjoyed yourself, please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to like the video and leave comments if you have any advice or opinions. And I will see you in the next video. All right, guys, thanks a lot.